had a huge fallout with her stepmother, Kristy Blanchard, and the police were called, and this isn't even the first time, and I have receipts. Multiple sources from their neighborhood are claiming that the police were called to the Blanchard home just a few days ago, and Rod is now staying at a friend's house. This isn't even the first time that Gypsy and Kristy have had problems, and while Gypsy and Kristy work hard to paint this perfect picture for you that everything's great in their relationship, the truth is they've always had problems. Before we get into that, watch this clip from Gypsy's birthday where you can clearly see the passive-aggressive behavior and tension between Gypsy and Kristy and her sister Mia.
You have one thing to tell me on my birthday for words of wisdom. What is it?
Stay happy, stay healthy, keep your mind healthy, and think before you say and do.
I second everything that they say.
Think
before you speak.
Now look at this letter that Gypsy wrote while she was in prison about Kristy.
This message is to my closest friends and family. Due to differences in opinions and life choices, my stepmother, Kristy Blanchard, and I are no longer on speaking terms. I'm asking that the updates that I choose to share with a very select few on how I'm doing be kept private and stay within an A to B conversation. I do not want any new updates on my current life events or how I am doing on a daily getting back to Kristy or Francesca Maselli Fancy. I'm trying to keep some order and maintain some privacy in my life, and I will not share my life with people who exploit me for fame and attention for themselves. Thank you. Hugs, Gypsy.
Apparently, Kristy recently told this friend Katie Joy before they had the falling out that her and Gypsy are having a lot of problems and that Gypsy brings nothing but chaos and drama into their lives. And before they can put out one fire, there's another one.
Apparently that resulted in a huge fight. And she said that she had to get in Gypsy's face and they were screaming and yelling at each other. And then Gypsy told her that she was being like her mother.
Katie said that Kristy also admitted that Gypsy is manipulative and narcissistic and intentionally pits people against each other and chronically makes herself the victim, which we all know this about Gypsy. Kristy is of course trying to do damage control and denying that any of this happened, but both of these women are notorious for lying at this point. And Katie says that Gypsy has always had problems with Kristy because she has always felt like Kristy was using her for money and fame, just like her mother. I honestly believe this because Kristy and Rod never seemed to take much interest in Gypsy until they saw the dollar signs. And Kristy and Rod have never had much. They've always lived a very modest life. Now Kristy is overly involved in controlling in everything that Gypsy does. She had to be there when Gypsy told Ken that she was pregnant. She has a problem with comments that Gypsy's leaving on videos. She doesn't like the image that Gypsy is creating for herself. And ultimately, I think the reason she cares about all of this is because she's profiting off of Gypsy. But ultimately, Gypsy wants money and fame too, so her and Kristy have teamed up and tried to make their relationship work so that they can profit together, and this seems a lot like another relationship Gypsy had with her own mother. Together, Gypsy and Kristy have worked hard to perpetuate a narrative and a theory, only a theory, that Gypsy's legal representative came up with to get her that plea deal, knowing damn well that Gypsy has a chromosome disorder that explains all of her medical procedures. And that legal representative is now Gypsy's manager, if that tells you anything.